Hey guys, it's me again, Derwin King, otherwise known as Joan. That's Jone, period. The period should always be included because I'm extra. Fuck your copyright laws. I bring you guys this video today because I realized that I'm extremely rude and I never introduced myself. I feel like it's appropriate for me to give you a very brief history just to lead into discussing how I became who I am today. So, let's start with childhood. A little brief story. I have always been a little feminine character. I've always lived with my mother and my sister. I don't believe that I am feminine because I lived with them. I believe that I am feminine because it's just who I was like meant to be. I was bullied a lot as a child by my extended family members, by my peers at school. Really, the only person who always had my back was my older sister, Janelle. I love you. So I ended up coming out in January of 2013. I was kind of forced out of the closet by my mom. I ended up coming out to her, and then later my sister, and then my friends. Then the journey began. After I came out, I realized, okay, so now is the time to figure out who the fuck I am, because I knew I was valuable at this point, but I didn't know what it was that was valuable about me. I didn't know the specifics about who I am and what it is exactly that makes me valuable. I began to experiment. The very first thing I experimented with was my hair. I am a huge Janelle Monáe fan. I love her so much. So I asked my barber at school if he could give me a pompadour, and I rocked that bitch all for the rest of freshman year. The next thing I got into in my sophomore year was mascara. I was like, ooh, mascara, yeah, this is it, and I don't need anything else. My eyes were popping. I was just like, this is good. I'm feeling good about myself. And then I discovered eyeliner. This is me. This is who I am. Had these eyes popping, honey. And I used to be like, this is all I need, and I don't think it's gonna get any further, because I'm reasoning with myself. I think I was still battling between trying to appear normal and but still, like, you know, trying to reach that freedom. Well, then I discovered eyebrows. I have a friend who is an eyebrow guru. Shout out to you, Tyler. I was like, you know, I want to do my eyebrows. So I had her do them for me once, and they were really good. So I just bought the products, and I started doing my eyebrows. Every time I get to a new point in life or do something new, especially with makeup, I'm like, this is it. This is all I need. So by the time I got to eyebrows, I was like, fuck some foundation. I don't need no foundation. That's heavy. That's too much. I don't need that. Guess who's wearing foundation? I mean, like, I don't know, whatever. I'm getting into whatever. The thing about makeup is there's a lot of control. There's a lot of freedom. That's the thing is after being in the closet for so long, everything that I was doing was subconsciously searching for freedom. And I felt like there was a lot of freedom and control, having control over your life. And the thing about makeup is if you have makeup, you can be an artist. And artists have control over their art. And suddenly my face became my art. This makeup became my paint, and I became an artist with control over his identity, over another aspect of his life. So the story of Joan is actually kind of interesting. I'm a huge Girlfriends fan. It's one of my top 3 shows. I think it's like Girlfriends, Charmed, Sex and the City, and I really identify with the character Joan. We're both really bougie, we're kind of at the same level of corny. We both have men problems, which are completely unreasonable because, like, they dominate our lives. You know, I would walk down the streets, I didn't give a shit. I would be listening to, you know, Golden by Joe Scott, and I would walk like I was just bougie as hell. I would tell my friends, like, you know, I'm Joan Clayton today. That's who I am. I just knew, you know, I'm Joan. But that's not all, you know. I'm more than that. I really was getting into Lil' Kim, like her 90s aesthetic. She had such a natural beauty, and I was here for it. I mean, and she said what the hell was on her mind. So if she wanted to pop her pussy, look, she was gonna do that, and she didn't give a fuck what anybody else had to say about that. And I identified with that. I was like, yeah, I was into it. I downloaded no matter what they say, no matter what people say. Hey, who cares about what they think? You could find me walking down campus, and I'd be listening to Lil' Kim, like, dipping on your Ninja Honda with Tanisha and Rhonda. What? So I was sitting down with my friend Taylor one day, and I said, you know, I have to find a way to mesh these two together. I wanted a way to make those one whole thing. Because I'm not just Joan, and I'm not just Lil' Kim. I'm Lil' Kim, and I'm Joan Clayton. And I was like, looking at Lil' Kim's name, and her name is Kimberly Jones. And I said, whoa. I know what I can do. I can just merge them. That's how Joan came about. Jone. And then I add the period in there for aesthetics, but it's important because, you know, I'm extra. I'm a shady ass bitch. I will sit up and shade people all motherfucking day. Sometimes it's not even shade, I outright say what it is that I have to say, and it can be rude. I'm working on that, but sometimes a bitch just gotta say what a bitch gotta say. My friends tell me I'm wise. Most of my friends, if not all of them, come to me for advice. I don't like mushrooms. I hate the texture, and I still can't wrap my mind around eating them. I hate hot dogs. Those things taste like, I don't know, like what I imagine like my grandfather's foot would have tasted like. I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I love Mike and Ike's, they're so good. I hate strawberry Starburst. Strawberry flavored candy is very played out to me. I used to love it when I was a child, and then I don't know, I got a personality. I really love Cabernet Sauvignon. It's my favorite wine because I'm a red wine type of classy chick, and you might get away with a Merlot. Not really here for Moscato. I do like a Riesling. I like monkeys. Monkeys are actually the dopest things in this fucking world. I achieved my dream of touching one when I wasn't supposed to. I don't fuck with animals like that. Monkeys are the exception, but they still nasty. I touched it and then I was like, ooh, let me get my hand sanitizer. Sometimes I bite my friends because my teeth need stimulation. And like, I do this thing and it'll go. It's like exercising my jaw, which is actually kind of useful. I'm 6'1". I'm pro-black. And